Hello and welcome. Today, I want to share a story with you. It's not really just about a technical skill, it's about a journey of finding calm right in the middle of chaos and finding clarity inside a storm of information.
I want you to think of this as a journey that pretty much every IT professional takes, really, from feeling totally lost and overwhelmed to feeling confident and in control. It's all about learning to see what actually matters.
So, our story begins, as so many of them do, in a moment of crisis. Let's call this first chapter the storm. It's that feeling a new administrator gets, That moment when the whole world feels like it's just collapsing into a wall of text.
Just imagine it for a second. You've just been told there's a problem. Your heart is probably racing a little bit. You take a deep breath and you open the logs.
And then it starts, just a waterfall of information, a total blur of text scrolling way faster than you can possibly read. And every single line feels like another little failure.
Then you see them, those words in red, error, warning, and then another one, and another one. Your mind just, it stops. It's too much. It's total information overload. And a single thought just completely takes over, a thought every single one of us has had. Everything looks broken. You feel like you're standing in the middle of a collapsing building. But what if I told you that building isn't actually collapsing? That most of what you're seeing isn't fire, it's just smoke. You see, the great secret that senior admins learn is this: most of what you see is just noise. And that brings us to the very heart of our story, the secret of the signal. This is where we learn the most important skill of all, how to listen for that quiet whisper of truth in a room that's just full of shouting. Let's really dive into this because it's a little counterintuitive. All the noise, the stuff that doesn't really matter, it's designed to feel urgent, right? It flashes red, it uses these scary words to grab your attention. But the signal, the actual story of what's going on, it's often quiet. It can even seem boring or subtle, but it is the one thing that's directly connected to what a real person is experiencing. So what is noise, really? Well, it's just information that isn't going to help you solve the problem at hand. Think of it like the normal hum of a big city. It's there, it's loud, but it doesn't mean something's wrong. Complex systems, they're chatty, and that's usually a good thing. And the signal is that one piece of information that answers the only question that matters. Why did this fail for the user? It's the clue that cracks the whole case. It's the one voice in the crowd that is telling you the truth. Okay, so how do we find it? How do we find that one quiet voice? Well, senior admins don't have magical powers. They just have better tools. Let's call them the 3 lenses for clarity. These are the tools they use to see right through the storm. And it's a beautifully simple process. First, they focus on the user. Second, they focus on the clock. And third, they focus on the pattern. The user, the clock, and the pattern. Let's take a look at each one. So the first and honestly the most powerful lens is the user. You just have to ask, is a real person actually having a problem right now? If the answer is no, then there is no signal to find. All of those scary-looking logs, they're just the normal background chatter of a healthy working system. Next up, we use the clock. If a user reported a problem at, say, 2:15 p.m., you don't need to look at logs from 9 in the morning. You just draw a little window of time right around 2:15. And just like that, a massive, terrifying mountain of data becomes a small, manageable hill. And the third lens is the pattern. Look, a single error can happen for a million reasons. It's usually just noise. But an error that happens every single time a user logs in, that is not a coincidence. That is a signal, and it's shouting for your attention. Repetition is what turns noise into a signal. But here's the biggest twist in our story. After all this, we find out that the most dangerous noise, the real monster that we have to conquer, it isn't in the logs at all. It's inside our own heads. You see, when we panic, we stop being detectives, and we start making things worse. We restart things randomly, losing the very evidence we need. We start changing settings, creating brand new problems. Panic doesn't just hide the signal, it actively destroys it. The most powerful troubleshooting tool you will ever have is a calm mind. It's in that quiet, focused space that the signal can finally be heard. Calm creates the signal. And this leads us to the climax of our journey, the final mindset shift. This is that moment the apprentice becomes the master.
It's not about learning some new trick. It's about seeing the entire world in a completely new light.
This is it. This is the whole change. We have to stop trying to understand every single line. I mean, that's an impossible task. Instead, we ask one simple, powerful question of every line we see. Does this help me explain the user's problem? If the answer is no, we just move on.
Your value as an administrator isn't measured by how much you can read or memorize. It's measured by how well you can filter. Your real skill is in your wisdom, to ignore, to let all that noise just fade away, so the signal can finally shine through. And with that, the journey is complete. You've walked the path from the chaotic storm of the junior admin to the quiet confidence of the wise admin. You don't see a system that looks broken anymore. You see a system that's talking. And now, you've learned how to listen. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. This skill, it's not just for logs. Our lives are filled with noise, urgent distractions, constant notifications, anxieties. Where else in your life can you learn to quiet the storm and just listen for the simple, boring, beautiful signal of what truly matters?
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.